Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamasto Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Hari Om. This evening, for the next maybe 10 or 12 weeks on Vision of Vedanta, which actually happens every Sunday. I wasn't there this Sunday, so I'm doing it today. We will be seeing this beautiful text called Tatva Vivekah from Panchadashi. It is chapter 1 of Panchadashi. We have seen earlier 3 chapters from Panchadashi: Mahavakya Viveka, Nataka Deepa Prakarana, and Brahmanande Vishayananda. 3 chapters we have seen. Tatva Viveka is the first chapter, and on Vedanta Shravana Sadhana Yajna, after Viveka Chudamani is over, we will see Trupti Deepa Prakarana, which is about 200 verses. So this commentary on Tatva Viveka in English has been written by Pujya Guruji, Swami Tejomayanandaji, and this book is available with our Chinmaya Mission bookstores and online also, Chinmaya Vani. So we will look into this Tatva Viveka. Swami Vidyaraya was one of the acharyas in the Sringeri Peetham, and he was given sannyasa diksha by Swami Shankarananda of Sringeri Peetham. Swami Vidyaraya was a very famous, very able-bodied young man called Madhava, who was living around 500 years ago when this Muslim invasion was happening. There was a lot of, the morale was very low. At that time, he guided 2 youngsters called Harihara and Bukka, and they set up an empire, the Vijayanagar Empire, which was responsible for a great uprising against the Islamic rule at many places, including Srirangam, Madurai, and all those places. So Swami Vidyaraya's power was there far and wide, where he helped everybody by training these 2 youngsters called Harihara and Bukka, and they gathered a lot of youngsters around them and formed the Vijayanagar Empire. And that Swami Vidyaraya, he took sannyasa diksha, and his sannyasa guru was Swami Shankarananda under the Sringeri Peetham, and he was called Swami Vidyaraya Saraswati. He has written many books: Panchadashi, the Dritrisha Viveka, and Jivan Mukti Viveka. Some books on music also he has written. He is a very talented person, very very well-learned person. That's why he's called Vidyaraya, the forest of knowledge. So this Tatva Viveka is the first of the 15 types of 15 chapters. One is Viveka, or a discrimination between one or the other, and then Deepa is conscious, and Viveka is about Sat, Deepa is about Chit, and the last 5 chapters on Ananda is about bliss, Sat Chit Ananda, which is explained in the whole of Panchadashi. We will see the first part of it, which is called Tatva Vivekah. Tatva means essence. Tatva means element also, like earth, water, fire, air, space, day, night. The essence of all concepts and thoughts is Tatva. Viveka is to separate between them and understand. It is always important, even when you have a big pile of clothes or junk around you that you have to segregate. If you see the whole pile in one go, it will make us very tired, because everything is jumbled up and we get one thought of so many different vibrations in that, and that puts us to that can even put us to sleep or make us feel very miserable, low, depressed, and tired. But the moment we start segregating them, separating them into categories and into groups, and even making a list of them, having a list of all of them in a paper, immediately we get the energy from somewhere to segregate the whole thing, and in no time, the whole junk pile is cleared. So that is the secret of Viveka Shakti. Viveka Shakti means the power to discriminate between one and the other. When we distinguish like that and separate into groups, it is very easy to handle. In modern day psychology or cognitive behavior therapy, they say name it to tame it. First, isolate it, recognize it, name it, and then you can tame it. So, we want to learn about what are all the different tattvas around us and differentiate between them, and tattva about who I am and what I am not, and how to differentiate between the two. So he begins with a Mangala Charana. Mangala Acharana is auspicious path, beginning, and he is paying his obeisance to his guru, Sri Swami Shankarananda, and we can even say Ishvara. Ishvara, Guru, and the Self are all one. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padambu Janmane Savilasa Mahamoha Grahak Grasaika Karmane. Namaha. Na ma means to not me. I surrender to you. Whom? Sri Shankarananda. Sri Shankarananda Saraswati, Shankarananda Tirtha is the guru of Swami Vidyaraya. Shankarananda Saraswati. Guru Pada Ambu Janmane. Guru Pada, the feet of the Guru. Ambu Janman means born in water, which means lotus. The lotus feet of the Guru, I worship, I surrender. Surrender means to offer the thoughts I have, to offer what capacities I seem to have or I think I have, to offer all my worries, to offer all my anxieties, to offer what all I have accumulated in terms of wealth, knowledge, people, surroundings, difficulties, everything at the feet of the Guru. So that is surrender. Before we begin something auspicious, it is better to remove all the thoughts in our mind, make our mind clear. Savilasa Mahamoha Grahak Grasaika Karmane. Savilasa. What is that lotus feet of the Guru? What does remembering the lotus feet of the Guru do to us? There is one vyutpatti for the word Guru. Gukaras tvandakarascha rukaraha tan nivartate. One is the Guru Gita says Gukaraha Rukaraha. The word Gu means darkness. The word Ru means light, which removes darkness. That is one meaning of the word Guru. The other meaning of the word Guru is Gr Nigarane. There is a dhatu called Gr. Gr. R. Gr Nigarane. Nigarane means one who swallows everything. Guru is one who swallows all our difficulties, swallows all our impediments, swallows all our confusions and delusions in our life. Here, he prays to the Guru's lotus feet, and what does that prayer do? Savilasa Mahamoha. Moha means confusion, Moha means delusion. If I want to see something, there is a thick smoke that is covering my vision, then I can't see that object or person properly. That is an ordinary moha. An ordinary moha is caused by circumstances. Ordinary moha can be caused by other people's confused thought. But Mahamoha is, I do not know who I am. I do not know that constantly I am seeing an object called ignorance. I am seeing a thought called ignorance, and I am not aware that I am seeing that thought. What is that thought called ignorance? I do not know who I am is a thought of ignorance. I am constantly experiencing that thought and seeing that thought, and I do not know about that thought which is there in front of me. And because I do not know the nature of that thought of ignorance, I remain in ignorance. So, because I remain in ignorance, there are certain side effects for that. I suffer from grief, anxiety, pain, tension, delusion, worry, stress, insecurity, frustration, fear, desire, and so many negative qualities because I'm not aware that there is ignorance and I am experiencing ignorance. Savilasa Mahamoha. That Guru, the feet of the Guru, remembering the feet of the Guru, removes all my delusions along with its children, like anxiety, grief, etc. Graha grasa eka karmani. That one work that the Guru does is like a crocodile. The Guru's feet is like a crocodile which snatches away this Mahamoha along with its fingerlings, the fish and the fingerlings together. The big fish is Mahamoha and its fingerlings or the young ones of the fish are called fingerlings. Along with all that grief, stress, anxiety, etc., this crocodile of the lotus feet of the Guru swallows them up. To that Guru's lotus feet, I surrender. I offer my prayers. So, what is surrender basically? Surrender is to remove all the weights of thoughts in my head and offer it unto someone who can handle it better than us. That is one. Surrender is after offering, we may be experiencing whatever we have offered, just allowing them to be and not contemplating or thinking about them or worrying about them further. That is very important part of surrender. So he says, I surrender everything, all my thoughts at the lotus feet of my Guru. That Guru who, like a crocodile, removes the great. He does the only job of removing my ignorance along with its effects. The second verse, Tatpadam Buruhadvanda Seva Nirmala Chetasam Sukhabodhaya Tatvasya Vivekoyam Vidhiyate. That pair, Pada Amburuha Dvandva, the 2 feet, the lotus feet of the Guru, Seva, through service, Nirmala Chetasam, with a pure mind, when I serve the feet of the Guru, what happens to me? Sukha Bodhaya. We get easy knowledge. There are 2 ways to learn. One way to learn is with great difficulty. I am not able to learn properly because nothing has moved out of my head. What all should not be there is still there in the head. Nobody is there to take it out. The Guru is not there to take it out. So my head is stuffed with unnecessary things. And with that kind of a head, I'm trying to learn something. I will not be able to understand. Now the Guru is there. I worship the feet of the Guru. I've surrendered at the feet of the Guru. The Guru has removed my delusion along with its effects and worries. And so my head is clear. And with that head, I'm able to understand very easily. Sukha Bodhaya. Sukha means comfortably. Bodha means knowledge. Bodha of what? Tatva Vivekah I am. This Tatva Vivekah. The differentiation between the tattvas. How it is he is going to explain. The different tattvas or the different terminologies in Vedanta that we need to study. He's going to talk about the differences. Vidhiyate. It is being said, it is being expressed here. What are the different aspects, and what is the main tattva, and what are the differences that we fail to see? Shabdasparshadayo vedya vaichitrya jagare pruthak tato vibhakta tat samvit aikarupyanna bhidyate. So there are 5 things. Shabda, Sparsha, Adya, Adayaha, Vedya. Shabda, sound. Sparsha, touch. Rupa, form and color. Rasa, taste and Gandha. These 5 are there. Vaichitriyad, Jagare. It is very peculiar. Shabda, sound is not like feeling. Form is not like sound, smell is not like taste, and taste is not like form. Everything is vichitra, means it's different. Vaichitriyat, jagare pruthak. When we are awake, we can see the differences. We can understand that it is sound. We can understand that something is a form that reaches the eyes. We can understand that there is smell that reaches the nose. We can understand that what we are experiencing, the tongue, is taste, and we can understand the temperature differences as feeling through our skin. Prathak means different. Jagare. When can we understand the differences? Only in the waking state. Tato vibhakta. But tataha, from these 5, vibhakta, it is different. Vibhakta, tat samvit. What is different? It is called samvit or samyak veti. I am able to clearly grasp everything. Samvit, consciousness. This consciousness is just one. Aikarupyat. Because of its oneness, na bhidyate. This consciousness is not different, but the 5 objects of consciousness, the objects of sense perceptions, are different. The 5 objects of sense perceptions are there. In the waking state, we experience them. They are different. Sound is different from form. Form is different from smell. Smell is different from taste. Taste is different from touch. And each one is different from the other. But this consciousness that knows all of them is not different. That consciousness is one. We say, I know this is a laptop. I know this is a book. I know this is a water bottle. I know this is a clock. I know this is a mobile phone. I know this is a flag. Many, many objects we have said, but the I know is just one. That I know is consciousness. Consciousness is one. Objects are many. In the same way, the same consciousness in dream state also, it illumines different experiences in the dream, remaining the same. Tatha swapnetra vedyam tu nasthiram jagare sthiram tadbhedo tas tayo samvit ekarupa na bhidyate. Samvit ekarupa na vidyate. Samvit is consciousness. Samyak vidya veti. I know clearly. What is known clearly? Everything that I know is known clearly. That is samvit. Everything is known clearly because of consciousness. Na vidyate. It is not different. Tatha swapne atra vedyam tu. Even in the dream state also, just like in the waking state, this consciousness is experiencing sound, is experiencing form, it is experiencing smell, it is experiencing taste, and it is experiencing the feeling. 5 different experiences, but the experiencer consciousness is one. In the same way, in dream also, there is atra, in this dream state, Vedyam, objects of knowledge are there. Objects of knowledge means different thoughts. So indeed, they are not permanent. In dream, one thought will come, it will vanish fast. We will think we are dreaming for a long time, but dreams just last for half a minute or a few seconds maximum. But it looks like it has been a very long dream. But the thoughts that we see, the objects means the thoughts that we see in the dream state are not firm. They are not sthira. They are not steady. They are just wobbly and they come and go. In the waking state, the thoughts are very firm. The laptop that I see in front of me has got a clear definition and a clear structure. I'm having the thought. In the same way, the water bottle, the thought is very clear and very steady. Everything appears real because the thought is very steady. Since the thought is steady, the object seems to be permanent for a long time. And there is more reality in that object because of the different colors, the different textures, the different forms. It is experienced with clarity in the waking state. So these thoughts are steady. So that's the only difference. The samvit in the dream also, in the dream state also, there are many thoughts, many people we see, many objects we see, many circumstances we experience, many feelings we have. They may all be different, but that seer who experiences the dream is just one. Na vidyate ekarupa. The consciousness is one. This third verse, is there consciousness in deep sleep state? Suptothitasya saushupta tamo bodho bhavit smritihi sachava buddha vishaya avabuddham tattada tamaham supta uthitasya Purva Suktaha. Somebody has slept before, now they have got up. Saushupta Tamo Bodhaha. He experiences two things. He is experiencing Sushuptam. Saushuptam means I slept well, is one experience. The other experience is I don't know. These two thoughts are experienced in sleep. Saushupta, I slept very well and I don't know. Awareness of ignorance and awareness of deep sleep. Bhavet. Bhavet smritihi. What is there? There is only memory. The experience is not direct. The experience is only remembered. When we get up and say, I slept well, it is only the memory of sleep and it is not the real direct experience right now because we have woken up now. We are no longer asleep. Sacha avabuddha vishayaha. Avabuddha vishaya. Sacha, that smriti, that remembrance, what is it? Avabuddha vishaya. What I have understood, what I have seen, that only I remember. You say in 1969, I am told about something that happened. I've heard that, so that memory is there. If I have not known something before, I will not remember it. Member is one thought, remember is connecting to that thought. Remembrance, avabuddha vishaya. So memory is only of objects known. So if I'm having memory of I don't know, and memory of I slept well, it means I have known it during the time of sleep. And even if I have known it during the time of sleep, I am not in a position to express that knowledge. And so when I wake up, I give expression to that knowledge with the help of my memory thought. I have seen that thought which has experienced this state of no thought and the state of sleep. The thought has experienced the state of no thought and sleep. I, the consciousness, has seen this thought, which is called the memory thought. And because the memory thought I have experienced, when I wake up, I say, I slept well and I didn't know anything. I was aware of ignorance. I was aware of I don't know. This is the key in our studying Vedanta. We are aware of this. We are aware of what we see, hear, taste, smell, and touch. But we are not aware of the I don't know thought. We are not aware of the ignorance thought. If we first know that we are experiencing primarily the ignorance thought, then we will leave our attention towards the objects of other thoughts, objects of the senses. We will turn our attention to the ignorance thought, and when we study Vedanta, we will realize that the light of consciousness that focuses attention on the ignorance thought is I. The one who says, I don't know, remove the don't know part of it and focus on the I. That is the self. That is the final part. It happens with sadhana, swadhyaya, seva, satsanga, practice, all that. And Guru's grace, Ishvara's grace. Sabodho vishayat bhinno nabodhat swapna bodhavat evam sthanatrayepyeko evam sthanatrayepyeka samvit tadvat dinantare. Sabodha. In deep sleep, there is a knowledge. Knowledge. Vishayat, from the object. There is an object in deep sleep. From that object, I get knowledge. What is that object? That object is ignorance. That object is tamas. Tamas is the object in deep sleep. I get the knowledge from that object. Meaning, if I shine a torch on some object, the light of the torch shines on that object and reflects back, and I see the form, color, and contour of the object. In the same way, the light of consciousness is shining on tamas at night. Bhinnaha bhavati. It is different. Na bodhat bhinnaha asti. It is different. Sabodaha vishayat bhinnaha. That knowledge is different from the object. The object is there. The object is ignorance. The object is tamas. The object is entering into the mind, into my thought field, and I'm experiencing that life in that place. That life is getting reflected as knowledge, as awareness, consciousness in deep sleep. It is different from ignorance. Ignorance is the object in deep sleep. Bhinnaha parantu na bodhat swapna bodhavat. This consciousness in deep sleep is different from the object, which is ignorance. Object means something that the awareness focuses on, a thought or a state of mind on which awareness is focused on is called object. So this awareness is different, the object is different. It is not different from itself. This consciousness is different from the object, which is ignorance or lack of knowledge or tamas, but this awareness is not different from itself, as is the consciousness in the dream state. In the dream state also, this awareness is different from the objects of the dream. Objects of the dream means the different thoughts and experiences of the dream. Consciousness is the same. It is different from the objects of the dream. But the consciousness is not different. The consciousness that sees the mother in the dream is the same consciousness that sees the tree in the dream. The consciousness that sees the tree in the dream is the consciousness that sees the river in the dream. The consciousness is not different, but the objects are different. Even in all the three states, like we saw in the waking state, in the dream state, and in the deep sleep state, consciousness is always one. So here they say, in not only the three states, waking, dream, and deep sleep, in and through all the days and all the years and all lifetimes, consciousness is one. Every other object of thought is different. मासाब्द युग कल्पेषु गता गम्येष्वने कधाम नोदेति नास्तमेत्येकाम संविदेशा स्वयं प्रभाम मास abda yuga kalpeshu. Masa means month, abda means year, yuga means lifetime, all the kalpa means many manvantras together. Kalpeshu gata agamyeshu anekadha. Gata means whatever has gone past and whatever is yet to come in the future. Anekadha, they're all different. The month, year, the yugas, the manvantras, the kalpas, all different periods of time, large periods of time. Manvantras, yugas, and kalpas. Year is also considerably large period of time for us. Then month is a somewhat smaller period of time. Then you have the week, then you have the day, then you have the minute, then you have the second. All these are different periods of time. Then you have the past, then you have the future. All these are different. Everything has got some nomenclature and difference. Consciousness is just one. Na udeti na astameti eka samvidesha swayam prabha. This consciousness, which is one, does not rise at any point of time, does not set at any point of time. It is samvit, samyak veti. I understand properly. I clearly understand. Swayam prabha. Does this consciousness have another light to illuminate? No, it illumines by itself. Even for torchlight, we put some equipment inside and so the light is coming. But consciousness does not need any other support or any other equipment to shine its light. Where does it shine its light? It shines its light on our thoughts, on our emotions, on our feelings, on our experiences, the different experiences we have in our body. We are able to know the differences. One part of the body may be paining, one part of the body may be comfortable. The comfortable part of the body as well as the paining part of the body, both are enlivened by consciousness. Swayam Prabha. Consciousness is, Swayam means by itself, it is shining. Iyamatma paranandaha parapremaspadam yataha manabhuvam hi bhuyasam iti prematmani kshate. So this consciousness, which is one, it is not dual. Iyam samvit, this consciousness, para anandaha, it is supreme bliss. What is the nature of this consciousness that illumines our thoughts? Thoughts are illumined by our joy. Thoughts are illumined by life. Life, knowledge, and joy, all three are consciousness. Atma, consciousness in other words, is I, self. Supreme bliss. Para anandaha, supreme bliss. Para prema aspadam, it is the object of supreme love. We love to see something that is very beautiful. We love. All of us love ourselves very much. How do we know? If suppose the television screen, the YouTube screen is, there was a TV that was installed in our Chinmaya Surya, and after seeing Gurudev's videos on the TV, the big television, through YouTube, I clicked on to the YouTube channel, Chinmaya Surya channel. When I saw myself on that big screen, it was very nice to watch. We love to watch our own selves. Why? Because the nature of the self is love, and so we love ourselves most than anything else. If I love this water bottle, if I love this purple color of this water bottle, I don't love this bottle for the sake of this bottle, but I love this bottle because I love myself. We love anybody for that matter, not for the sake of that person. We don't love a person because of that person. We love a person because of ourselves. If the secret is understood, we will be very steady in our love at all periods of time. Iyam Atma Para Anandaha. This I, the Atma, is supreme joy, supreme bliss. Prema Aspadam Yataha. Why it is supreme bliss? Because its abode is in love. What is the nature of the self? The nature of the self is love. That is why in this beautiful Tirumandiram, there's a song, Anbum Shivamum Irendenbar Arivilar Anbe Shivamavad Yarum Arigilar Anbe Shivamavad Yarum Arindabil Anbe Shivamai Amarndirandare. Love and Shiva, love and consciousness, love and life are not two different things. Prema aspadam. So that love is I. Yataha. Therefore, I always feel, I means you, everybody, mana bhuvam. May I not die at any point of time. I don't want to die because I love myself. I want myself to continue at all periods of time. Mana bhuvam hi bhuyasam. May I always be, may I never cease to exist. Bhuyasam iti prematmani ikshate. This atmani, in that self which is filled with love, I always want to exist. I want to live in the future. I don't want to die at any point of time. I don't want to cease existing. I love to exist. Puja Guruji says there's a very nice joke here. A doctor, why we always love to exist. A doctor told a 95-year-old man, there is nothing more we can do. Do you have any last wish? He asked that man. The man says, I want to consult another doctor. That's my last wish. And so we always love to exist. We always want to be, because we want to be what we are. We can't want to be anything that we are not. What we have not experienced at all, we will not have a desire for that. Since we have a desire to live, it means our nature is existence, our nature is life. Tat prematmarthamanyatra naiva manyarthamatmani atastat paramam tena paramanandatatmanaha tat prema atmartham anyatra naivam anyartham atmani. Tat prema atma artham anyatra na evam. That love of the self is not for the other, but for one's own self. Ataha tat paramam tena. Therefore, that love, that self, that love in the self, paramanandata atmanaha. It is there of the nature of supreme bliss of the self. The love for others is really love for one's own self. I love a friend dearly means that friend gives me joy. That friend reminds me of joyful experiences and joyful thoughts in me, joyful feelings in me. Because those joyful feelings and thoughts come in me, I like that friend very much. If that same friend is going to give me sorrowful experiences, I don't want that friend. I don't like that friend. I can even hate that friend. I can even disown that friend, because that person is no longer giving joyful experiences in me. So this is the nature of existence. Because my nature is joy, I always love myself. I love my surroundings, the people around me, the situations around me, and objects around me to give me joy in some form or the other, to make me experience bliss, to make me experience joy. And I will like only those things because that is my nature. Bliss is my nature. I cannot experience what I don't have within me already. Only if there is bliss within, I can experience bliss. Itham satchit parananda atma yuktya tatha vidham param brahmatayoshchaikyam shrutyanteshupa dishyate itham. In this way, Sat, Chit, Para, Anandaha. Atma, the self. What is the nature of self? The self means I am, we say. We are existing. The nature of the self is to exist. Life is, consciousness is, objects are, people are, I am. Isness is the main thing. Without existence, there is nothing to recognize there. Sat, Chit. That thing which exists knows itself and casts its awareness on our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Basically, thoughts, feelings, emotions, experience, everything can be converted into a thought. And the thought is illumined by that consciousness, which is Chit. Ananda, we experience joy. I have a nice, tasty, eggless chocolate cake. The moment that hot chocolate cake, it touches my mouth, there is a sensation in the tongue. That sensation goes to the brain and alerts that joy, joy, joy. And the experience of joy, the memories of joy are all invoked in me, and I experience joy. It is not because of the chocolate cake, it is because the chocolate cake triggers memories of joy in me, and the light of awareness is cast on those joyous memories, and that is how I am experiencing joy. Satchidanand Parananda Atma Yuktya Tatha Vidham. This is what Yukti is called. Yukti means by logical means. One logical means is, I said just now, taking an object which we love, that object comes in contact with our person. Maybe it's a book also we are reading. The knowledge of the book comes in contact with us. We get those thoughts inside. The light of consciousness falls on those thoughts, and we experience joy because we are seeing that reflection of that light of consciousness on the thoughts. That is the reason why we experience joy. Atma yuktya tatha vidham param brahma tayoho cha aikyam. That supreme Brahma and the Atma. Atma means I, the individual self. Brahma means when everybody in this universe, including the trees, plants, mountains, people, if everybody says I, the whole universe also says I. And beyond the universe, the pale of the planets and the galaxies also, if you include all that space which says I, the I which the whole universe says and the I that I say as myself is the same I. It is not different. Param Brahma Tayoho cha Aikyam. So understand that this I and the I of Brahman, the supreme reality, is one. Shruti Anteshu Upadishyate. The Shrutis or the Upanishads, they talk about it. Shruti Ante means the end of the Shrutis. Vedanta, end of Vedas is Vedanta. Upadishyate. That is what Vedanta talks to us about. That is what the Upanishads talk to us about. What does the Upanishad say? Now we have seen the many differences. We have seen that consciousness is different from everything, and consciousness is not having any differences in it. It is just one. That consciousness is the same as that consciousness which is in the self, as Atma, I. Within this limitation, we experience that I, that same I is boundlessly expressed as Brahman. Who says this? How do we know? We don't know by ourselves. It is mentioned in the Shruti Anta, means the Vedanta, in the Upanishads. The oneness between the individual self and the Brahman is expressed. Abhane na param prema, bhane na vishaye spruha, ato bhane pyabhatasau, paramanandatatmanaha. Abhane, for what is unknown, na bhavet param prema. If I don't know about an object, there is an object somewhere with somebody, I don't know about it. I'm not going to develop supreme love. Many times, you see, we lose all importance in a situation which is not going to be like the fox and the grapes. The fox is jumping up to catch the grapes, and the fox is not able to reach the grapes, and so it immediately cultivates disgust for that by saying, no, these grapes are sour. Why? Because the fox did not get it. If we don't get something, we will just have disgust for that object. We won't first know. The fox did not know that the grapes are sweet. It just fell because it could not reach it. It is unknown to it. So it just went away, it walked away. In the same way, what is unknown, we are not going to, the fox is not sitting there and dreaming about the grapes, mouth is watering for the grapes because it is unknown to the fox. So it does not know actually. It concludes that it is sour and it goes away. Abhanena param prema. So if something is not known to us, something is not revealed to us, we are not going to have supreme love for that object, person, or situation. Na param prema. Bhanena vishaye spriha. Bhane, if known, it cannot be an object. If something is known to me, this water bottle is known to me. I have the thought of this water bottle in my consciousness. That thought in my consciousness is not different from me. So it is not an object. It is not outside. It is not this water bottle. It is a thought of this water bottle, which is in my mind. Na vishaye spriha. It is not outside of me because that if the water bottle, the thought is revealed to me. It is one with me. Ataha bhane api abhataso paramananda ta atmanaha. Ataha, therefore, although known, this consciousness, it is within me only. So it is in a known state. It is not unknown to me. Abhata bhavet, it is unknown. This parama anandata, this supreme bliss, supreme consciousness, atmanaha, the knowledge of the self is not known to me because it is one with me. In our body itself, there are many parts that are unknown to us. Whatever the contents of inside the body is unknown to us. Behind us, we cannot see anything because this is one. If only if there is some difference, we will be able to see that. The fan, when it is not spinning, when it's steady, you can see the blades, you can see the dust in all the blades. But when it starts spinning together, everything looks one. There is no difference in that. In the same way, this consciousness is one, so we cannot see any difference between the knowing and the knower. There are no differences in consciousness. Paramanandata atmanaha. The supreme bliss of the self is not known to us. It is unknown even though it is there. It is unknown to us because we are it, and so we don't realize it separately from ourselves. So that is the reason why we need the Guru to explain to us that there is some consciousness, and that consciousness is I, and that consciousness, which means I am not the body, I am not the sense organs, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not the feelings, I'm not the emotions. We need somebody to explain because we are not aware of it ourselves. So we will see from these few next 10 verses, we will see next Sunday. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, सर्वेषां मंगलं भवतु, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसोर्मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. हरि ओम. बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. हर नमः पार्वती पतये. हर हर महादेव. हरि ओम.